Welcome and thank you for choosing to spend your time with us. It is a quiet privilege to share these moments with you, to offer a space for gentle reflection and peaceful listening. I am Silas, and I find myself once more aboard the Wanderer, my faithful train carriage, ready to explore a new destination, a new rhythm of life. Join me, if you will, as we embark on this next chapter of our journey together. In travels past, the Wanderer has carried me to sun-drenched Havana, where the air hummed with music and the scent of the sea, and through the ancient streets of Rome, where history whispered from every stone. I've also paused amidst the vibrant markets of Marrakesh, inhaling the rich aromas of spices and observing the intricate dance of daily life. Each place, unique in its essence, has left its own subtle imprint, preparing me in ways I'm only beginning to understand for the city that now awaits. This time, the tracks lead us to New York, a city often described as a whirlwind of energy, yet within its vastness I sense whispers of tranquility waiting to be discovered. In the chapters ahead, we will seek out the gentle breezes of Central Park, finding respite amidst the urban green. We will lose ourselves in the stillness of art, exploring quiet galleries filled with visual stories, and we will savor the simple flavors of neighborhood life, discovering warmth and connection in unexpected corners of this sprawling metropolis. These moments of peace, these pockets of calm, are what we will seek to uncover together. So, settle in, allow the rhythmic sounds of the train to fade into a soothing backdrop, and let your mind gently wander alongside mine. If you find solace in these slow journeys and appreciate these quiet explorations, I warmly invite you to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you can join me on future travels aboard the Wanderer. Now, let us begin, shall we, and step together into the gentle breezes of New York. Chapter 1. The Approach. The train maintains its steady rhythm, a gentle clickety-clack that has become a familiar comfort during these long journeys. Outside the panoramic window, the landscape is shifting once more, transforming slowly before my eyes. The open fields and stretches of trees begin to give way to clusters of buildings, hinting at a change in pace. I notice the subtle increase in the density of houses, small towns blurring into something larger on the horizon. The air itself feels different, a faint hum of energy starting to replace the quiet stillness of the countryside we are leaving behind. As we continue to move forward, the buildings become taller and more frequent, painting a picture of urban expansion. I see glimpses of wider roads now, carrying more vehicles than I have observed in quite some time, a sign of growing activity. The sky above seems to narrow slightly, framed by the emerging structures. A sense of enclosure begins to form around us. A river glints in the distance, reflecting the pale afternoon light, perhaps a waterway leading into the heart of the city. The train tracks curve gently, guiding us through this evolving landscape, each turn revealing a new layer of urban development. I can almost hear the faint sounds of the city carried on the breeze, a low murmur still distant, but growing in volume. The shift is palpable, a transition from the tranquility of nature towards something more vibrant and energetic. I feel a quiet anticipation building within, a curiosity to experience this new environment and its unique atmosphere. My thoughts drift to the journey so far, the peaceful stretches of countryside and the quiet moments in smaller towns. Each place holds its own subtle beauty, a unique rhythm that I have come to appreciate during my travels. Now, the energy of a large city awaits, promising a different kind of exploration, a different type of observation. I wonder what quiet corners and moments of serenity this urban landscape might hold, waiting to be discovered. The train whistle blows softly in the distance, a signal of our approach growing nearer, a sound that is both announcing and strangely comforting. I adjust my position slightly, leaning closer to the window, eager to witness the full reveal of the city. There is a sense of entering a new chapter, a fresh experience waiting to unfold, different from all that has come before. The air holds a hint of something new, something distinctly urban, and yet still unknown to me. The buildings now stand taller, sharper against the sky, forming a skyline that begins to dominate the view. I trace the lines of these structures with my eyes, noticing the varying heights and shapes, a testament to human endeavor. The river becomes wider, more prominent, reflecting the growing cityscape in its surface, a watery mirror reflecting the sky and steel. A sense of arrival is becoming increasingly tangible, a feeling of drawing closer to our destination. The sunlight filters through the train window, casting long shadows that stretch and shift as we move. Inside the carriage, the rhythmic sounds of the train continue, a constant backdrop to my observations, a soothing hum that persists. I take a slow, deep breath, noticing the subtle scent of wood and leather within the train car, a familiar and comforting aroma. It is a small anchor in this moment of transition, a connection to the familiar within the approaching unknown. The city is undeniably close now, the buildings stretching upwards and outwards in a vast expanse. I can see the intricate details of the architecture beginning to emerge, the individual windows and subtle textures of the facades. The air seems to thicken slightly, carrying more scents and sounds, a prelude to the sensory experience that awaits. Soon, the wanderer will arrive, and a new exploration will begin in this place called New York. Chapter 2. First Impressions. The train begins to slow its pace, the rhythmic clickety-clack gradually decreasing in tempo as we approach the station. A gentle hissing sound arises as the brakes engage, a subtle change in the auditory landscape of the carriage. Through the window, I see the platform coming into view, a long stretch of concrete and metal anticipating our arrival. The motion becomes smoother, a soft gliding sensation as we ease into our final stop, marking the end of this segment of the journey. There is a momentary pause, a stillness that settles over the train as the wheels cease their turning. With a soft sigh of released air, the doors of the carriage slide open, inviting me to step out onto the platform. I gather my satchel, the familiar weight a comforting presence against my side as I prepare to disembark. The air here feels different again, a mixture of cool air conditioning and a faint scent of metal and movement. My feet touch solid ground after hours on the rails, a slight sense of readjustment as I leave the gentle sway behind. The station atmosphere is immediately present, a new environment unfolding around me. Stepping into Grand Central Terminal is like entering a vast and echoing chamber, filled with a symphony of sounds and sights. The sheer scale of the space is immediately apparent, stretching upwards into a high arched ceiling painted with celestial scenes. Light filters down from large windows, casting a soft glow across the polished floors and intricate details of the architecture. A constant hum of voices fills the air, a mixture of announcements, conversations, and the general murmur of a multitude of people moving through. My gaze lifts to the famed celestial ceiling, a deep azure expanse dotted with constellations and stars, a surprising element within this bustling hub. The light from the high-arched windows softens the grandness, creating a somewhat calming effect despite the station's activity. I take a moment to observe the architectural details, the ornate carvings, and the subtle elegance woven into the functional space. There is a sense of history and grandeur here, a testament to a different era of travel and design. A steady stream of people flows in various directions, each individual seemingly purposeful in their movement, creating a current of human activity. I observe the diverse faces passing by, each carrying their own stories and destinations, a fleeting glimpse into countless lives intersecting. There is a rhythm to the crowd, a collective motion that ebbs and flows like a gentle tide, moving around the central points of the station. I navigate through the throng, feeling the pulse of the city's energy in this central artery of transit. Exiting the station and stepping out onto the city street brings another shift, the air instantly feeling different again, carrying the city's distinct aroma. The sounds become more varied and layered, the rumble of traffic mixing with the more immediate noises of pedestrians and nearby businesses. The sunlight seems brighter here, reflecting off the glass and steel structures that now dominate the immediate view outside. The pace of movement quickens noticeably, a contrast to the quieter stillness I experienced within the station's walls. I begin to walk towards my hotel in Midtown East, observing the streetscape unfolding around me, noticing the details of daily city life. Yellow cabs stream past, a constant flow of motion along the wide avenues, punctuating the urban scenery with their bright color. Brick buildings rise on either side, their facades marked by fire escapes and rows of windows, hinting at the lives unfolding within. Small shops and cafes line the sidewalks, each contributing to the tapestry of sounds and scents that characterize this part of the city. Reaching the hotel entrance, a smaller doorway set back slightly from the main thoroughfare offers a sense of welcome respite from the bustling street. The lobby is quiet and dimly lit, a stark contrast to the bright and energetic world just outside its doors. A feeling of anticipation settles as I step inside, sensing a moment of calm and a personal space awaiting within the hotel's walls. The city's energy remains present, yet here, within this quieter haven, a sense of peace begins to gently emerge. Chapter 3. Midtown Serenity. The hotel room is small, yet it feels perfectly adequate for my needs. A simple space offering a welcome respite from the city's vibrant energy. The air inside is noticeably cooler, a controlled climate providing a contrast to the warmth of the outside air. Soft, neutral colors dominate the decor, creating a sense of calm and understated comfort. A single window offers a view onto a side street, a glimpse into the more subdued rhythm of this Midtown East neighborhood. There is a quiet stillness here, a sense of being slightly removed from the immediate pulse of New York. I place my satchel gently on the luggage rack, the familiar leather soft beneath my fingertips, a reassuring weight off my shoulder. Unzipping the main compartment, I begin to unpack my few essential belongings, each item holding memories of past journeys. The simple act of arranging my notebook and camera on the small desk brings a sense of order to the new space. These familiar objects become anchors, grounding me in this temporary urban dwelling. A feeling of settling in begins to gently permeate my awareness. Opening the window allows a subtle influx of outside sounds, a muted symphony of city life filtering into the room, yet softened by the distance. The faint hum of traffic, the distant siren, and the murmur of voices create a background ambiance rather than an overwhelming noise. Looking out onto the street below, I observe the details of the buildings across the way, noticing the brickwork and fire escapes. Life unfolds at a slightly slower pace on this side street, a contrast to the main avenues I passed moments before. The room is furnished simply, a comfortable bed with crisp white linens inviting rest, a small desk for writing, and a chair positioned by the window. The lighting is soft and indirect, casting gentle shadows that enhance the feeling of tranquility within the space. There is no elaborate decoration, no unnecessary embellishment, just functional simplicity designed for peaceful repose. I appreciate this understated approach, finding a quiet elegance in its lack of pretense. I run my hand along the smooth surface of the wooden desk, feeling the cool touch of the polished material beneath my palm, a small sensory detail registering in my awareness. The air carries a faint scent of cleanliness, a subtle fragrance that is both neutral and welcoming, adding to the sense of order. Sunlight filters gently through the window, casting a warm rectangle onto the carpeted floor, inviting me to pause and observe. The room offers a blank canvas, a quiet space for contemplation within the urban tapestry. Sitting in the chair by the window, I gaze out at the street scene below, observing the subtle movements of city life unfolding at a measured pace. A lone pedestrian walks by, their footsteps echoing softly on the pavement, a brief sound that punctuates the general hum. A yellow cab pauses at a nearby intersection, its engine idling softly before moving on with renewed purpose. Small details emerge with observation, moments of quiet activity within the urban flow. My thoughts begin to settle, the initial energy of arrival gradually dissipating as I acclimate to this new environment. The gentle sounds from outside become less intrusive, more like a background murmur to the quiet interior of the room. A sense of calm begins to emerge, a feeling of being temporarily removed from the city's immediate demands. This room becomes a personal sanctuary, a space for reflection and peaceful repose in the heart of New York. Closing my eyes for a moment, I breathe deeply, noticing the stillness within myself as I settle into this new location. The rhythmic sounds of the city filter in, yet they no longer feel overwhelming, more like a distant rhythm than an immediate presence. There is a sense of quiet anticipation, a feeling of being grounded and centered within this simple space. The journey into New York has begun, and this room is my peaceful starting point. Chapter 4: Central Park Respite. Leaving the quietude of the hotel room, I step back out into the city, yet with a different intention now, a gentle purpose guiding my steps. The air feels slightly warmer than it was indoors, carrying the scent of exhaust and blooming flowers in a surprising mix. I walk at a leisurely pace, noticing the shift in the urban landscape as I approach Central Park's perimeter. The tall buildings begin to recede slightly, replaced by the promise of green spaces and open air. A sense of anticipation grows, a yearning for the tranquility that nature might offer within this urban setting. Crossing the street at a pedestrian crossing, I notice the sudden change in atmosphere as I enter the park. A distinct boundary crossed between city and nature. The sounds of traffic diminish noticeably, replaced by the rustling of leaves and the distant chirping of birds, a welcome auditory shift. The air feels softer here, carrying a faint earthy fragrance and the subtle coolness of shade provided by the trees. Sunlight filters through the dense canopy above, dappling the path in shifting patterns of light and shadow. An immediate sense of calm begins to settle as I walk further into the green expanse. The path winds gently ahead, inviting me to explore deeper into the park's embrace, revealing pockets of natural beauty within this urban oasis. I observe the variety of trees lining the walkway, their leaves rustling softly in a gentle breeze, creating a soothing whisper. Squirrels dart playfully across the path, their movements quick and agile, adding a touch of liveliness to the peaceful scene. The ground underfoot is soft with fallen leaves and earth, a welcome change from the hard pavement of the city streets. A sense of natural serenity unfolds with each step I take. Choosing a less traveled path, I find myself surrounded by thicker foliage, the sounds of the city fading further into the background, becoming a distant hum. The air is still and peaceful here, carrying the subtle scent of damp earth and the green fragrance of growing things, a natural perfume. Sunlight streams through gaps in the leaves, illuminating patches of undergrowth and highlighting the textures of bark and foliage. The sense of enclosure is comforting, a feeling of being enveloped by nature's quiet presence, a world away from the urban rush. A deep breath fills my lungs with the fresher, cleaner park air. Rounding a gentle bend in the path, a small pond comes into view, its surface reflecting the sky and surrounding trees like a natural mirror. Ducks glide serenely across the water, leaving soft ripples that disturb the stillness of the reflection, creating momentary distortions. The sound of trickling water emerges from a nearby fountain, a gentle and continuous flow adding to the auditory calmness of the space. A bench sits invitingly beside the pond's edge, offering a perfect vantage point for quiet contemplation. The scene before me radiates a sense of peace and natural harmony. Settling onto the wooden bench, I observe the details of the pond environment, noticing the textures of the water plants and the smooth stones lining the edge. The sunlight warms my face gently, a pleasant sensation against the cooler air of the shade, creating a comforting balance. The ducks continue their peaceful exploration of the water, their soft quacking sounds adding to the tranquil ambiance of the park. The distant hum of the city remains, yet it feels muted and distant here, almost like a background drone to the natural symphony. A feeling of profound relaxation washes over me as I observe this scene. My thoughts slow down, becoming more attuned to the present moment. The gentle sounds of nature and the quiet stillness of the park environment. The city's demands and hurried pace seem far removed, replaced by a sense of calm and peaceful contemplation. I close my eyes briefly, listening to the rustling leaves and the soft sounds of the water, letting the park's tranquility seep into my awareness. There is a surprising serenity here, a pocket of natural peace thriving within the heart of the bustling metropolis. This park offers a true respite for the weary soul amidst the urban landscape. Opening my eyes again, I feel refreshed and renewed, the gentle embrace of nature having provided a welcome balm to the senses. The park's quiet beauty lingers, a peaceful memory to carry back into the city's energetic rhythm. The contrast between the urban hustle and this natural serenity is striking, highlighting the importance of these green spaces within the concrete jungle. With a sense of quiet gratitude, I prepare to continue my exploration of New York, carrying this park's peaceful essence within me. The respite in Central Park has been deeply restorative, a moment of true tranquility found within the city's heart. Chapter 5. Art in Stillness. Leaving the natural serenity of Central Park, I feel a gentle shift in my focus, turning my attention towards a different kind of tranquility, the stillness found within art. The city sounds gradually re-emerge as I walk, yet the park's peaceful essence still lingers within me, a quiet undercurrent to the urban energy. My destination is a smaller art museum, recommended for its intimate setting and less crowded galleries, a place conducive to quiet contemplation. I anticipate a different form of respite here, a visual and intellectual stillness amidst the city's motion. The promise of art offers a new avenue for exploration and reflection. Arriving at the museum, the entrance is unassuming, blending subtly into the surrounding cityscape, offering a sense of understated elegance. Stepping inside, the atmosphere shifts once more, the air becoming hushed and cool, a noticeable transition from the outside world. The sounds of the city are almost completely muted here, replaced by a gentle quietude, a respectful stillness that permeates the space. Soft lighting illuminates the entrance hall, highlighting the polished surfaces and the subtle details of the interior architecture. A sense of calm anticipation settles as I enter the realm of art. The galleries are interconnected, flowing seamlessly from one to the next, each room holding a curated collection of artworks, inviting a slow and deliberate pace. Few other visitors are present at this hour, enhancing the feeling of peaceful solitude and allowing for an unhurried exploration. The walls are painted in muted tones, providing a neutral backdrop that allows the colors and textures of the art to truly stand out. A sense of reverence pervades the space, a quiet appreciation for the works displayed within these walls. The atmosphere encourages introspection and a focused engagement with the art. I find myself drawn to a particular painting in a smaller gallery. a landscape bathed in soft, diffused light, depicting a tranquil scene of nature. The colors are muted and harmonious, blending seamlessly into one another, creating a sense of peaceful continuity within the canvas. Brushstrokes are delicate and subtle, almost disappearing into the overall image, adding to the feeling of serene realism. I step closer, observing the details, the textures of the paint, and the way light plays across the depicted scene. The artwork emanates a quiet invitation to pause and contemplate. Taking a seat on a nearby bench positioned perfectly for viewing the painting, I allow my gaze to linger, absorbing the atmosphere and details of the artwork. The scene depicted is calming, a gentle vista that evokes a sense of peace and quietude, mirroring the tranquility of the museum environment. My mind begins to quiet down further, drawn into the stillness of the painted landscape, leaving behind the city's energetic demands. Time seems to slow within this focused observation, the painting becoming a window into a serene world. I feel a sense of connection to the artist's vision, a shared appreciation for quiet beauty. The soft museum lighting enhances the subtle tones within the painting, bringing forth details that might be missed in brighter light, revealing nuances in color and texture. I notice the way the artist has captured the quality of light, a gentle illumination that seems to emanate from within the scene itself, creating a sense of ethereal calmness. The brushstrokes, though subtle, reveal the artist's hand, a human touch within this still and peaceful image, a testament to creative expression. The longer I observe, the more details emerge, enriching the experience of quiet contemplation and focused attention. The painting becomes a source of visual meditation, a pathway to inner stillness. A gentle quiet pervades the gallery, broken only by the soft footsteps of the occasional visitor moving through the adjacent rooms, sounds that are distant and non-intrusive. The air is still and calm, carrying a faint scent of aged paper and canvas, a subtle fragrance that is both familiar and comforting. The temperature is consistently cool, adding to the feeling of serene detachment from the outside world, a sense of being in a protected and contemplative space. The museum environment itself amplifies the peacefulness of the art, creating a symbiotic relationship between space and artwork. The stillness here is almost palpable, a sensory experience in itself. After a period of quiet observation, I feel a sense of renewed calm and gentle inspiration, the stillness of the art having seeped into my own inner state. The museum has offered a different kind of respite from the city's energy, a visual and intellectual tranquility that complements the natural peace found in the park. With a sense of quiet gratitude for this artistic interlude, I prepare to continue my exploration of New York, carrying the stillness of the museum's art within my thoughts. The art in stillness has provided a unique and enriching moment of peace amidst the urban environment. Chapter 6: Greenwich Village Flavors. Leaving the hushed galleries of the museum, I step back into the city's rhythm, yet now with a gentle shift in focus toward the everyday flavors of neighborhood life. The air outside feels warmer again, carrying a mix of city scents and a more distinct aroma of food, hinting at my next destination. Greenwich Village is known for its local markets and delis, offering a taste of authentic New York culinary experiences. I walk with a relaxed pace, drawn by the promise of simple pleasures and the sensory exploration of local cuisine. The energy of the city feels different here, more grounded and community-focused. As I enter Greenwich Village, the streets become narrower and more intimate, lined with brownstones and smaller shops, creating a distinct neighborhood atmosphere. The pace of people seems to slow slightly here, a more relaxed rhythm than the Midtown bustle, offering a sense of ease. I observe the details of the buildings, the window boxes overflowing with flowers, the charming storefronts that exude character. There is a sense of history and local identity woven into the fabric of this neighborhood. A feeling of warmth and community begins to gently surround me. Finding a recommended deli slightly off the main square, I step inside, drawn by the inviting aroma of freshly baked bread and brewing coffee. The space is cozy and filled with the comforting sounds of gentle conversation and the clinking of cutlery, a welcoming auditory landscape. Display cases are filled with colorful salads, artisanal cheeses, and a variety of tempting sandwiches, a feast for the eyes and senses. The air is thick with delicious smells, a blend of savory and sweet that stimulates the appetite. A sense of comforting abundance fills this local food haven. I wander slowly through the deli, observing the array of offerings, taking in the details of each display, noticing the vibrant colors of fresh produce. The staff behind the counter move with practiced ease, preparing orders and engaging in friendly exchanges with customers, creating a warm atmosphere. Local residents browse the shelves, selecting their daily provisions, a glimpse into the rhythm of everyday life in this neighborhood. There is a sense of unpretentious authenticity here, a focus on simple, good quality food. The market feels like a true heart of the community. Approaching the counter, I order a simple sandwich, choosing a classic combination with fresh ingredients, desiring something light and flavorful for this midday pause. The deli worker, with a warm smile and friendly eyes, takes my order, engaging in a brief and pleasant exchange about the day. There is a genuine warmth in this interaction, a small human connection amidst the city's vastness, a moment of simple kindness. I appreciate this unhurried and personal service, a contrast to the faster pace of more commercial establishments. The simple act of ordering food becomes a moment of connection. Finding a small table near the window, I settle in, my sandwich and a cup of freshly brewed coffee placed before me, the simple meal promising sensory delight. Sunlight streams gently through the window, illuminating the table and creating a warm and inviting corner in the bustling deli. The aroma of the coffee is rich and inviting, a grounding scent that complements the savory notes of the sandwich. I observe the scene around me, the gentle flow of customers, and the quiet hum of local life unfolding. This simple moment feels like a small luxury, a peaceful pause in the day. Taking a bite of the sandwich, the flavors are fresh and vibrant, a satisfying combination of textures and tastes, a testament to the quality of the ingredients. The bread is perfectly crusty, the fillings flavorful and well-balanced, a simple yet expertly crafted culinary offering. Sipping the coffee, the warmth spreads through me, a comforting sensation that enhances the feeling of relaxation. The sounds of the deli fade into a gentle background hum, allowing me to focus on the sensory experience of the food and the quiet observation of my surroundings. Simple pleasures like this bring a sense of grounded contentment. Finishing my meal at a leisurely pace, I feel a sense of quiet satisfaction, nourished both by the good food and the gentle atmosphere of the local deli. This brief pause has offered a taste of authentic Greenwich Village life, a glimpse into the community's everyday rhythms and simple pleasures. Stepping back out onto the street, the neighborhood feels even more welcoming now, imbued with the warmth of human connection and the comforting flavors of local cuisine. The flavors of Greenwich Village linger pleasantly, a gentle reminder of simple joys found within the urban landscape. Chapter 7. Brownstone Reflections. Leaving the comforting flavors of the deli, I step back into the Greenwich Village streets, now bathed in the soft, diffused light of late afternoon. The energy of the neighborhood feels subtly different as the day begins to transition towards evening, a gentle quieting settling in. My intention now is to wander through the residential streets, to observe the characteristic brownstones that define this historic area. I seek a different kind of sensory experience, an appreciation for the architectural beauty and quiet charm of these urban dwellings. A sense of peaceful exploration guides my footsteps as I walk. Turning onto a quieter side street, lined with rows of brownstones, the atmosphere shifts once more, becoming noticeably more tranquil and residential. The sounds of traffic fade further away, replaced by the softer sounds of footsteps and distant conversations, a more intimate soundscape. The air feels still and calm, carrying a subtle coolness as the sun begins to descend, casting long shadows. The brownstone facades rise on either side, creating a sense of enclosure and quiet grandeur. A feeling of gentle reverence for this residential architecture pervades the air. I walk slowly along the sidewalk, observing the details of the brownstone facades, noticing the variations in color and texture of the aged brick and stone. The warm hues of the brownstone are enhanced by the soft afternoon light, creating a rich and inviting visual palette, full of subtle variations. Intricate carvings and decorative details adorn some buildings, showcasing the craftsmanship of a bygone era, elements of architectural artistry. Each building possesses a unique character, a distinct identity within the unified streetscape, hinting at individual stories. The architecture speaks of history and enduring elegance. Window boxes overflowing with colorful flowers and trailing vines adorn many of the brownstone windows, adding splashes of vibrant life to the brick facades. The flowers catch the fading sunlight, their colors intensified in the soft light, creating small pockets of natural beauty against the urban backdrop. The greenery spills over the edges of the boxes, softening the lines of the architecture and bringing a touch of nature to the urban setting. These small gardens in the sky hint at the residents' care and personal touches, adding warmth and individuality. Life flourishes in these elevated pockets of urban nature. Stoops lead up to the front doors of each brownstone, sets of stone or wooden steps worn smooth by time and countless footsteps, each step telling a silent story. Some stoops are adorned with potted plants or decorative lanterns, personalizing the entrances and adding to the welcoming feel of each residence. I imagine residents sitting on these stoops in warmer months, watching the neighborhood life unfold, becoming part of the streetscape. The stoops serve as thresholds, transitions between the public street and the private lives within, liminal spaces of urban living. They speak of community and neighborly interactions in a city setting. Here and there, a small community garden is nestled between buildings, offering a shared green space for residents, a pocket of communal nature. The gardens are enclosed by low fences, hinting at a shared responsibility and care, a collective effort to cultivate beauty in the urban environment. Inside, plants and flowers thrive, creating miniature oases of tranquility, offering respite and shared enjoyment. These small green pockets enhance the sense of community and peacefulness within the residential neighborhood, fostering shared green spaces. Urban nature finds its expression in these communal havens. My thoughts drift to the lives lived within these brownstone walls, imagining generations passing through these homes, each leaving their own imprint on the spaces. I consider the stories held within these buildings, the echoes of laughter and quiet moments, the unfolding of countless personal narratives. The brownstones stand as silent witnesses to the passage of time, holding memories and histories within their aged brick and stone. There is a sense of mystery and untold stories woven into the very fabric of these residential buildings. The architecture becomes a vessel for imagined histories and lives. As dusk deepens, the streetlights begin to illuminate, casting a warm glow on the brownstone facades, enhancing their textures and highlighting their architectural details in a new light. The neighborhood atmosphere becomes even more tranquil, a gentle quiet settling over the streets as evening approaches, creating a peaceful ambiance. The brownstones exude a quiet, enduring beauty in this soft evening light, their presence both grounding and calming, a gentle urban embrace. A lingering feeling of peace and historical resonance remains as I continue my quiet stroll, carrying the beauty of brownstone reflections within my mind. Greenwich Village reveals its quiet charm in the soft light of dusk. Chapter 8, Brooklyn Bridge Park, Dusk. Leaving the quiet residential streets of Greenwich Village behind, I make my way towards Brooklyn Bridge Park, drawn by the promise of a panoramic city vista at dusk. The subway journey is brief and efficient, a quick transit beneath the city's surface, carrying me towards a different vantage point. Emerging in Brooklyn, the air feels subtly different again, a sense of openness and proximity to the water becoming more apparent. I walk with anticipation, eager to witness the cityscape transform as day transitions into night from this unique location. The prospect of a sunset view over Manhattan fills me with quiet excitement. Arriving at Brooklyn Bridge Park, the atmosphere is immediately calming, the sounds of traffic receding as I approach the waterfront promenade. The air is fresh and carries a faint salty tang, a reminder of the East River flowing beside the park, a refreshing change. The sight of the Brooklyn Bridge stretching majestically overhead is instantly impressive, a structure of iconic beauty. A sense of expansive space opens up before me, a vista stretching across the water towards the Manhattan skyline. The park offers a peaceful foreground to the urban grandeur beyond. Walking along the promenade, the gentle lapping of water against the shoreline becomes a constant soothing sound, a rhythmic accompaniment to my steps. The sky above begins its transformation, hues of orange and pink painting the clouds, reflecting beautifully on the waters and surface. The sunlight softens, casting a warm golden glow over everything, enhancing the colors of the cityscape and the park alike. The East River mirrors the vibrant sky, doubling the beauty of the sunset in a watery reflection, creating a breathtaking vista. The scene is imbued with a sense of tranquility and natural artistry. My gaze shifts towards the Manhattan skyline across the water, a silhouette of towering buildings against the vibrant backdrop of the setting sun, a striking urban panorama. The buildings catch the last rays of sunlight, their facades momentarily illuminated in gold before gradually fading into shadow, a beautiful interplay of light and form. The outlines of iconic structures become distinct against the colorful sky, creating a recognizable and yet ever-changing urban artwork. The vastness of the city is palpable from this distance, a sprawling metropolis stretching towards the horizon, awe-inspiring in its scale. The skyline presents a powerful image of human creation against nature's canvas. As dusk deepens, the first city lights begin to twinkle, small points of illumination emerging against the darkening facades, like stars appearing in an urban constellation. The contrast between the fading daylight and the artificial glow of city lights is captivating, a gradual shift from natural to man-made illumination. The lights begin to multiply, creating patterns and lines across the cityscape, defining the shapes of buildings and streets in a new and magical way. The city transforms into a shimmering spectacle, a display of human energy and activity, even as the day concludes. The transition into night brings a different kind of beauty, an urban luminescence. The sounds of the park at dusk are gentle and calming, a mix of soft conversations, the rustling of leaves in the park trees, and the ever-present murmur of the city in the distance, a peaceful symphony. The cool evening air is refreshing against my skin, a welcome contrast to the warmth of the day, enhancing the sense of calm. People stroll leisurely along the promenade, enjoying the sunset view, their presence adding to the peaceful ambiance without disrupting the tranquility. There is a shared appreciation for this beautiful moment, a collective pause to witness the city at dusk. The atmosphere is imbued with a quiet sense of communal enjoyment and peace. Finding a bench facing the skyline, I settled down, allowing myself to be fully immersed in the panoramic scene unfolding before me, a moment of quiet absorption. The vastness of the city is humbling, a reminder of the scale of human endeavor and the countless lives interwoven within this urban fabric. The beauty of the sunset over this immense cityscape is breathtaking, a harmonious blend of natural and urban elements, a visual poem. A feeling of peaceful contemplation washes over me, a sense of awe and quiet wonder at the beauty surrounding me. The scene inspires a deep sense of tranquility and appreciation. The city lights grow brighter as darkness deepens, transforming the skyline into a glittering tapestry of light. a spectacle of urban luminescence against the night sky. The gentle lapping of the water continues its rhythmic song, a constant grounding presence amidst the vastness of the city view, a calming sound. Brooklyn Bridge Park at dusk offers a unique perspective on New York, a space for peaceful reflection and quiet appreciation amidst the urban energy. This tranquil vista will remain a cherished memory, a moment of serene beauty found within the city's embrace. The dusk in Brooklyn Bridge Park is a truly restorative experience, a perfect urban respite. Chapter 9. Packing Memories. Returning to the quiet solitude of my hotel room, a sense of gentle closure begins to settle as I prepare for departure from New York. The soft lighting of the room feels particularly welcoming now, a familiar haven after a day of city explorations. My satchel sits open on the luggage rack, awaiting the familiar task of packing, a ritual that marks the transition from one place to the next. The air inside is still and calm, holding a sense of peaceful anticipation for the journey onward. Packing becomes a moment of reflection, a way to gather memories as well as belongings. I begin by folding my clothes, each item carrying subtle sense of the city, a faint reminder of places visited and moments experienced. The soft fabrics feel familiar against my fingertips, grounding me in the present action, a tactile connection to the journey. As I place each garment into the satchel, memories of the day resurface: the green stillness of Central Park, the hushed galleries of the museum, the vibrant flavors of Greenwich Village. Each folded item becomes a small repository of experience, a tangible link to moments of quiet beauty. Packing is not just about order, but about preserving impressions. My notebook and camera are placed carefully amongst the folded clothes, these tools having been silent companions throughout my explorations of New York. The worn leather of the notebook feels comfortable in my hand, holding countless observations and reflections recorded during my wanderings. The cool metal of the camera is smooth and familiar, holding captured images of cityscapes and subtle details that caught my eye. These objects are more than just tools. They are extensions of my perception, vessels of memory. They represent a tangible record of my inner and outer journeys. I pause for a moment, looking around the room, noticing the simple order I have created in this temporary space, a sense of quiet satisfaction in the process. The room has been a peaceful anchor during my time in New York, a haven of calm amidst the city's vibrant energy and constant movement. It has provided a space for rest and reflection, a quiet backdrop to my urban explorations and sensory experiences. This simple room has served its purpose, offering sanctuary and stillness. I feel a gentle gratitude for this temporary haven. Closing the satchel, the soft click of the zipper signals the near completion of this phase of the journey, a subtle auditory marker of transition. The weight of the satchel feels reassuringly familiar once more, a comforting presence against my side, ready for the next stage of travel. I take a final look around the room, ensuring nothing is left behind. A moment of practical closure and mindful attention to detail. The room awaits its next occupant, ready to offer the same quiet respite to another traveler seeking temporary peace. My time here is complete, and a sense of gentle readiness arises. My thoughts drift back over the highlights of my New York visit, the unexpected serenity found within Central Park, the hushed beauty of the art museum, the charming neighborhood atmosphere of Greenwich Village. Each location offered a different kind of tranquility, a unique pocket of peace within the bustling metropolis, revealing layers of urban serenity. The city, initially perceived as overwhelming, unveiled moments of quiet beauty and unexpected calm through focused observation and mindful wandering. New York has surprised me with its capacity for both vibrant energy and peaceful respite. I pick up my satchel, its weight now feeling comfortably balanced, ready to accompany me onward, a trusted companion on this continuous journey. Stepping towards the door, I pause one last time within the room, allowing a final impression of the space to settle in my memory. A quiet farewell. The gentle lighting, the stillness, the sense of temporary sanctuary, these elements will remain as a subtle memory of this urban interlude. The door closes softly behind me, marking the end of this chapter and the beginning of the next stage of travel. A sense of quiet anticipation for departure and the journey ahead now gently unfolds. Leaving the hotel room and stepping into the hallway, the sounds of the city begin to filter in once more, a gradual re-immersion into the urban soundscape, a familiar transition. The quietude of the room remains with me, a peaceful undercurrent to the city's renewed energy, a lasting imprint of stillness. I carry the memories of New York's gentle breezes and hidden pockets of serenity within, ready to bring these quiet observations to wherever the wanderer carries me next. The journey continues, and the city's echoes fade gently behind as I move forward, ready for departure. Chapter 10. The Departure. Settling back into the familiar embrace of the wanderer, a sense of comfortable familiarity washes over me as the train gently begins to move. The soft hum of the engine and the subtle sway of the carriage are reassuring constants, grounding me as we depart from the city. Through the window, the platform slowly recedes, the station lights blurring into streaks of yellow in the evening air, a gentle farewell. The rhythmic clickety-clack starts again, a steady beat accompanying our departure, marking the beginning of the journey onward. A sense of quiet anticipation fills the carriage as we glide along the tracks. Looking out the window, the cityscape begins to unfold in reverse, buildings and platforms slipping smoothly past, becoming a receding panorama of urban structures. The lights of the station diminish in the distance, fading into the background as we gather speed, leaving the immediate bustle behind. I observe the flow of movement outside, the blurring lines of the city as we accelerate away, transitioning from stillness to motion. The energy of the station, though vibrant, now becomes a memory as the train carries me further from its center. A sense of leaving one chapter behind and moving towards the next gently unfolds. The urban landscape outside transforms as we move further from the station, the towering buildings gradually giving way to wider streets and less densely packed structures. The city, lights spread out across the darkness, creating a vast network of illumination stretching towards the horizon, a glittering urban expanse. I watch the patterns of light and shadow shift and change, creating fleeting visual impressions as we travel through the outskirts of the city. The sounds of the city slowly soften, replaced by the more consistent rhythm of the train on the tracks, a shift in auditory focus. The urban scene recedes, becoming a memory framed by the train window. Reflecting on my time in New York, the city's vibrant energy and constant motion come to mind, a powerful force that permeates every aspect of urban life. Yet, within this energetic pulse, I discovered pockets of surprising serenity, moments of quiet beauty hidden amidst the urban bustle. Central Park's green embrace, the museum's hushed galleries, and the charming quiet of Greenwich Village. These places offered unexpected respite. The city, in its contrasts, revealed both dynamic energy and gentle havens, a duality that intrigued and soothed in equal measure. New York's rhythm is both vibrant and surprisingly calm, a complex urban melody. Memories of specific moments resurface, the sunlight filtering through Central Park's leaves, the stillness surrounding the paintings in the museum, the comforting aromas of the Greenwich Village deli, the warm hues of brownstone facades in the evening light, and the panoramic sunset vista from Brooklyn Bridge Park. Each sensory experience lingers gently. These quiet impressions, moments of focused observation and peaceful absorption, define my experience of New York. The subtle details and moments of stillness are what I carry with me, the essence of my urban sojourn. The city's true beauty lies in these unexpected pockets of peace. Contrasting New York with previous destinations, its energy is distinctly different from the quiet serenity of Kyoto's gardens or the gentle canals of Amsterdam, each city possessing its own unique character. New York's vibrancy is undeniable, a powerful urban hum unlike the softer rhythms of other places I've explored. Yet, like each destination, New York offered its own form of beauty and tranquility, revealed through mindful exploration and focused attention. Each city leaves a unique imprint, a different sensory palette, and emotional resonance, adding to the rich tapestry of my travels. The world's diversity unfolds through these contrasting urban experiences. From this journey, I carry a renewed appreciation for the resilience of peace within even the most energetic environments, the human capacity to create moments of calm amidst urban intensity. New York's beauty lies not only in its grand landmarks, but also in its hidden pockets of tranquility, revealed to those who seek them with a gentle heart. The city's contrasts, energy and stillness, bustle and calm, grandeur and intimacy create a unique and compelling urban experience. The lessons of New York are subtle yet profound, enriching my understanding of urban life and inner peace. The city offered both energy and unexpected moments of calm reflection. As the wanderer carries me further from the receding city lights, a sense of peaceful openness unfolds for the journey ahead, a gentle anticipation for the next destination on the tracks. The rhythmic sounds of the train are a constant comfort, a familiar lullaby accompanying my travels, a steady presence. The world stretches out before me, full of untold stories and new places waiting to be explored, with a quiet and open heart, ready for the next gentle breeze. The journey is continuous, a flowing exploration of places and inner landscapes, a peaceful unfolding. The tracks lead onward towards new horizons and moments of quiet discovery.